The most haunting thing about Dogman isn't the claws, it's the blasphemous hybrid of man and wolf. I'll prove it right now. You will shudder at the sight of bones twisting as a man morphs into a beast on the street, and a monster collapsing in the snow, clutching its chest in pain just like a dying human. But those are just two typical examples. Today's 13 clips will reveal a much more naked truth. From grave robbers in cemeteries to giants stalking right outside your window. It's all here. Enough theory. Take a deep breath, because the nightmare starts right now. Dogman wearing clothes collapses in Canada. Welcome to this winter's weirdest crime scene. This photo captures not just a corpse, but a tragedy of hybridization. Why? Because wolves don't wear sweaters. Look at the creature lying sprawled on this snow-white road. It isn't naked like a wild beast. It is wearing a gray jumpsuit, or perhaps a thick layer of fur that has been artificially trimmed and woven. This detail screams, I wasn't born of nature, I was made, or I used to be human. The horror lies in the hands. Zoom in closely. Those are the hands of a grown man with long fingers and distinct knuckles, only they end in claws. It lies there, eyes still staring wide open, teeth bared in an eternal grimace of pain. Did it die from the cold, or from exhaustion trying to outrun its own monstrous identity? And look at the locals standing around. They stand calmly, hands in pockets, pointing as if looking at roadkill deer. That indifference is the scary part. They don't realize that the thing at their feet is a biological nightmare that just took its last breath. Look closely at the texture of the clothes. Does it look like knitted wool? Or is it skin that an AI algorithm mistakenly smeared or glitch? And more importantly, a 200-pound mass of meat falls onto snow without creating any deep indentation around it. The physics here are off. Or this monster is as light as styrofoam. The roadside titan, Dogman in the Yukon. You are driving alone on a deadly highway in the Yukon, surrounded by white snow and pine forests. You think the only thing you have to worry about is skidding? Wrong. Look at that massive black shadow looming by the roadside. As the car glides by, this creature doesn't startle and flee into the woods like a scared wild animal. No, it reacts like a king being disturbed. Watch how it slowly stands up. Its height is absolutely insane, easily towering over the thick bushes around it, turning the car into a tiny toy. But the moment that stops your heart is when it throws its head back. It doesn't chase the car. It despises the car. It roars at the gray sky, a scream asserting territorial dominance. Two bright white spots glow from its eyes, piercing through the hazy mist. This is pure arrogance. I am here, I am massive, and I fear nothing made of your metal. The quality of this video is suspiciously bad, like it was filmed with a potato camera from a decade ago. Is the motion blur as it stands up due to supernatural speed? Or is it a blurring trick to hide clumsy CGI errors? And why does a jet black creature not reflect any light from the car's headlights? The restored nightmare, Dogman in rural Pennsylvania. Sometimes, blurry black and white photos give our minds a place to hide, allowing us to lie to ourselves that it's just a shadow. But this color-restored image has stripped away your right to deny the truth. Look at the creature stepping out of this abandoned garage. This is not a ghost, this is flesh and blood biology. Let's analyze the physique of this butcher. It possesses a build that every bodybuilder dreams of but can never achieve. The upper body is a perfect V-taper, with distinct pectoral and abdominal muscles rippling under a coat of dark brown fur. The anomaly lies in its proportions. Its arms are inhumanly long, hanging down past its knees, with long fingers ending in razor-sharp claws. The hind legs are structured in the digitigrade style characteristic of canines, with muscular thighs but tapered calves, built for deadly explosive jumps. Its face is a horrific combination. A wolf's head with a long snout and pointed ears, yet the expression radiates conscious aggression. The most haunting aspect is the seamless transition between man and beast. There are no stitches, no awkwardness. Look at how the massive muscles of the human torso connect perfectly to that ferocious wolf head. Possessing the bloodlust of a wild beast, yet driven by the cruel intellect of a human. That is the true definition of a monster. Dogman versus grizzly in the Rockies. In the last episode, we saw a dogman daring enough to challenge Bigfoot. But today, its opponent is nature's armored tank, a grizzly bear. This drone footage, taken high in the Rockies, captures a scene that violates every standard rule of survival. Look at the two giants standing on their hind legs in the clearing. The brown bear is already a monster, but the dogman facing it matches it pound for pound in size. It shows absolutely no fear of the opponent's claws or massive weight. On the contrary, it is the one initiating the attack. The scariest part isn't the strength, it's the technique. A wild beast would slash frantically, but this dogman fights like a professional MMA fighter. Zoom in on its posture. One hand grips the bear's shoulder tightly for leverage, stopping the opponent from charging. And the other hand, this is the most chilling detail. It is clamping onto the bear's snout. It knows the bear's most dangerous weapon is its jaws, and it is neutralizing that weapon with a powerful grip. The brown bear thrashes, trying to bite, but is completely controlled by the unbelievably dexterous hands of its enemy. This isn't a fight for territory or food. This is a strength test to see who is truly the king of the mountain. And it looks like the old king is about to be dethroned. The grass stalker, dogman in the deep south. You think hide and seek is just for kids? Think again when you look at this shaky footage. At a dark forest edge, where the line between the backyard and the wild blurs, the cameraman's flashlight swept over a shadow that looked back. At first glance, your brain tries to reassure you. Oh, it's just a scared stray dog, but look closely at its proportions. That head has the basic shape of a dog with a long snout and pointed ears, yes, but the width of those shoulders and chest is completely wrong. The body mass hidden under that black fur is 3 times the size of a grown German shepherd. It is crouching behind the tree trunks and tall grass, trying to blend into the night. But those cold, glowing eyes, 2 soulless white spots, gave away its position. The scariest thing here is the stillness. It doesn't run when it sees the light. It doesn't growl. It just sits there, watching, calculating the distance. It isn't hiding because it fears you. It's hiding because that is the instinct of an ambush predator. It is waiting for you to turn off the light or foolishly take one more step into that tall grass to investigate. Dogman transforms in downtown Los Angeles. Forget everything Hollywood taught you about werewolves. No full moon, no hours of agonizing screaming. A security camera in this deserted parking lot captured a devolution happening in mere seconds, cold and brutal. The scene starts with a man crouching under the pale yellow light, with a dog standing guard nearby. Looks like a drunk guy throwing up? No. Look closely at his bone structure. The transformation begins as he hunches over, his spine curving unnaturally. Then suddenly, his body contracts. Look at this frame. The human head vanishes, replaced by an elongating snout, arms shortening into front legs, and a tail sprouting from nothingness. His clothes don't rip apart. They seem to melt and merge into the new fur. In a split second, that man is completely gone. In his place is a sleek black dog walking on all fours, striding confidently into the darkness. But what chills my spine the most is the dog standing next to him. It doesn't bark, it isn't scared, it doesn't run. It stands there waiting patiently. The crazy question here is that dog actually a dog? Or is it another transformed human who shifted earlier, waiting for its partner to finish the process so they can hunt together? Dogman in the graveyard. You ask me, could that just be the homeowner planting trees? Unless your homeowner is over 7 feet tall, pitch black, and prefers digging with bare hands in a cemetery, then the answer is no. This photo was taken in a secluded area in Kentucky. Look at that creature laboring away. It has a human-like shape with 2 arms, 2 legs, and a hunched back as it works. However, no human possesses such absolute blackness in broad daylight. That isn't clothing, it appears to be a dense coat of fur absorbing the light, turning it into a mysterious walking shadow. The question that gives viewers the chills is, what is it doing there? Is it burying something to retrieve later? Or, stranger yet, is it searching for something from below? Its actions are powerful, dirt flying to both sides without any tools. This is not normal gardening behavior. This is the behavior of a creature driven by a powerful instinct. If you accidentally see this scene through your window, the best advice is to stay silent, close the curtains, and don't try to find out who that hole is for. The biggest issue here is the silhouette. This creature is so dark it loses all surface detail, looking like a 2D cutout pasted onto the green grass background. Is this a terrifying biological camouflage or a sign of imperfect photo editing? When an object doesn't naturally reflect ambient light, that is usually the detail that makes us ask big questions. The aesthetic picture of Dogman. This photo was sent to my inbox with the subject line, Black Forest. And I have to admit, if this is fake, the creator is an artist. But if this is real, then God created a monster that is simply too perfect. Look at the creature stepping out of the mist. It isn't fleeing, it is catwalking through the deep woods. But let's ignore that eerie beauty and focus on the anatomy. First, the fur. This isn't normal dog hair. It is long, thick, and hangs down like a natural ghillie suit. The patches of fur on the shoulders and arms are matted together, creating an armor-like texture to protect it from thorns and enemy claws. Second, the limb proportions. Its arms are oversized, hanging down near its knees with curled fingers, ready to snatch anything within reach. And look down at the legs. The characteristic backward-bending, digitigrade structure of a beast, yet supporting the upright torso of a primate. It walks with absolute balance on the dry leaves. A biological machine designed to both blend into the tree trunks and tear prey apart in silence. Beautiful, but it is the beauty of the reaper. Look at the depth of field. The background is artistically blurred, bokeh, making the subject pop in the center. Surveillance cameras or shaky phones never capture this cinematic effect. Furthermore, the lighting hitting its face is too dramatic.
It's secure.
It seems AI has learned art photography very well, or this monster hired a lighting crew to follow it around. Dogman's face card when the legend animated. You all know this photo. It is the concrete evidence of the Dogman community. A static piece of evidence that has haunted us for decades. But today, thanks to AI technology, we won't just stare at it anymore. We will see it live. Look at the face card, the horrific visage of this monster in motion. In the world of predators, this is the standard beauty of destruction. The AI has done an excellent and terrifying job simulating its complex facial muscle system. When it turns its head to look at you, that gaze isn't wild or empty like a beast's. It is sharp, focused, and calculating. Those amber eyes don't look through you. They are reading the prey. The most haunting detail is the fur. It is jet black, smooth as velvet, yet thick as armor, rippling with every threatening furrow of its brow. But the real nightmare begins when it snarls. Look at those jaws. The pearly white canines, curved like sickles, reveal themselves as its lips curl back. And when it roars, you can clearly see the red palate and a jaw structure strong enough to crush a bull's femur in a single bite. AI or not, this video awakens a primal instinct in our brains. The fear of making eye contact with a serial killer in an animal's skin. It reminds us that Dogman is not a blurry legend. It is a creature of flesh and bone, capable of expressions more cruel than any human. The Woodstock stalker, Dogman in Georgia. This witness in Woodstock, Georgia, made that mistake, and his camera captured something no one was supposed to see. It starts with the dog catching a scent and bolting straight into the brush. The owner chases after, camera shaking violently, until they stop before a sparse line of trees. Look closely at the gap between those thin trunks. There is a black figure moving with extraordinary speed. It isn't running in panic, it is gliding. A stealthy movement style characteristic of predators that want to stay hidden. That shadow is too tall to be a bear, and too fast to be a human hiker. Like its cousin Bigfoot, this creature doesn't seem to want a fight. It chooses to evade, but the way it uses those tiny trees to shield its massive body shows terrifying intelligence. It knows you are watching, and it knows exactly where the blind spots are. Next time, if your dog barks at nothing, call it back immediately. This video suffers from classic Bigfoot syndrome. The moment it gets interesting, the footage turns into a blurry mess. That black shadow could be a Dogman, but it could also be a jogger in black, or simply pareidolia created by our brains from the dense foliage. Why do these monsters never appear in 4K? Muscular, Dogman in the well. Look at this insane muscle mass. The reinforced concrete well looks like it's about to crack as it tries to hoist that gargantuan body up. This isn't a scrawny wild beast. This is a heavyweight bodybuilder with slick, wet skin and rippling muscles. Its face is what will haunt you for life. A long, coarse snout with jagged, yellowed teeth screaming right at the cameraman. Its eyes are small but burning with frantic rage. But pay attention to the hands. Long, sinewy fingers with jet black claws gripping the well's edge. It is using pure mechanical strength to pull its multi-hundred-pound frame out of the murky water. It isn't climbing up to scare, it's climbing up to crush. The way it expands its chest and bares its fangs sends a clear message. I'm done hiding. Now it's time to hunt. As much as I want this monster to be real so the world is less boring, look at the skin texture. It looks suspiciously shiny and rubbery, like a high-end silicone suit, or an expensive animatronic used in a haunted house. Furthermore, who is the maniac with nerves of steel daring to shove a phone right into the face of a screaming monster at 50 centimeters range without shaking? Juvenile, Dogman captured in the Ozarks. Forget the blurry shadows fleeing behind the trees. This image, taken in the wild Ozark Mountains, slaps a biological reality right in our faces. A hunter is holding the trophy of a lifetime, but look closely at what he's holding. This is a juvenile Dogman with shaggy yellow-brown fur, and its head, even in slumber, is twice the size of the man holding it. Its right arm hangs down, freakishly long with a massive, threatening hand. But the horrific detail lies on the left. It is missing an arm. The left arm is gone, leaving only a stump partially hidden by the hunter's shirt. The bleeding wound on the shoulder is proof of a violent encounter that just ended. Don't smile too soon when catching a crippled young one in the Ozarks. Why is it missing an arm? It likely just survived a brutal battle. And most importantly, Where is its mother? The moment you pick up her wounded child, you stop being a hunter. You become target number one for extermination. The midnight gate crasher. This is every suburb's nightmare. A wolf hybrid creature with rippling muscles, standing upright on two legs and radiating murderous intent. He isn't just passing by, he has chosen a target. Look at the moment he approaches the bars. His eyes reflect the light, unblinking, unafraid. He stoops down, staring right into the camera lens as if saying, "Do you think this cage keeps me out or keeps you in with me?" And then, the most terrifying moment, the close-up of the jaws. Long, razor-sharp fangs revealed in a blurry snap. He isn't smiling, he is tasting your fear through the gaps in the gate. Never keep filming when the monster has made eye contact. The moment you look into its eyes, you have unwittingly accepted a duel. And with that toy iron gate as your only defense, you are guaranteed to lose. The yellow-orange rim light contours the creature's body way too perfectly, looking exactly like Hollywood lighting techniques. The design of this monster screams Van Helsing or Underworld style. It's too cool, too handsome to be a filthy wild creature living in the woods. If you watched all this and are still skeptical, good, I applaud you. In an era where I can paint dreams, believing immediately is foolish. We aren't here to nod in agreement like sheep. We are here to do forensic work, dissecting every pixel, scrutinizing every shadow, and peeling the truth away from cheap hoaxes. But ask yourself just one question. Why do 13 different cameras, from blurry 80s footage to sharp 4K, capture the exact same monstrous anatomy? A coincidence? Or a biological pattern hiding in plain sight? I need sharp eyes and cold heads like yours to decode the next batch of evidence. Hit subscribe and leave your theories down below. Prove me wrong, or help me find the truth. I'm John. The hunt is far from over.